We have now gone into the twilight zone. Members of the FBI raided President Trump's attorney's office, Michael Cohen, the man who publicly stated that he paid Stormy Daniels $130,000 in hush money. The FBI raided his office. We're going to let President Trump speak for himself, play you the clip that came from his office this morning. I'm Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. Welcome to the program, friend. I feel sick to my stomach, literally. I have been involved in political activism, running for office, in court cases for decades. It is almost unheard of. It's beyond the pale for an attorney's office to be raided. So President Trump's personal attorney was raided by members of the FBI ostensibly at the order of Mueller. But as of the taping of this show, we're not sure where the order came from to do it. Now, I'm going to play President Trump's entire response. It was filmed this morning in the next segment, so I'm going to make this segment quick. The issue is attorney-client privilege. Now, I have had many attorneys. On the day that I filed bankruptcy in 1991, I had 27 lawsuits in progress against me because of my pro-life work. Okay? Baby killers, the Planned Parenthood folks, the NOW folks, people whose hands are drenched with the blood of innocent babies. They were coming after me for all they were worth, and ultimately they got everything that I owned, except for my library. The concept of my attorney's office being raided, it's mind-boggling. Now, I understand attorney-client privilege. If an attorney is aiding the furtherance of a crime, then the attorney-client privilege does not exist at that point. So the question that is being asked is, did Michael Cohen commit a crime? Was the payment of $130,000 to Stormy Daniels some type of criminal act? We have no idea. It does not appear to be at first blush, but what they're going to try and find out is whether or not campaign money was used, President Trump's personal money. Did Mr. Cohen pay for it out of his own pocket? We don't know. We'll find out as this unfolds. But it's scary. And when you have an attorney like Alan Dershowitz, who's a far left winger, going on the TV shows saying this is an outrage. The ACLU should be jumping up and down, screaming their lungs out. When we've got a left-wing attorney crying foul and defending President Trump, all of us should recognize that something is wrong. But friends, it's far more than that. I've said it before on this program. President Trump's election was a reprieve, a blessing from God, a reprieve to give us a chance to turn this nation around. And since his election, the fangs have come out. You don't know who the vampires are until they smile, until they open their mouths. The vampires, the long knives, to use another illustration, the long knives have come out. They are doing everything in their power to bring this presidency down. And what happened this morning, raiding that attorney's office, is all a part of it. God have mercy on us. God give grace and strength to the attorneys around President Trump, because he is fighting for his life. Believe me, friends, he's fighting for his life. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to play without pause President Trump's response this morning from the White House when he was meeting with John Bolton and other members of his cabinet and the military to discuss ways to punish Assad for putting gas or poisoning civilians with gas in Syria. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
Today, many so-called Christian intellectuals believe that the God of evolution used billions of years of death and destruction to evolve the bodies of the first human beings. Then, they simply declare the theory of evolution as fact to justify their unproven scientific fallacies. By the grace of God, more and more Catholics are rejecting this modern-day mythology in favor of the traditional doctrine of creation, as recorded by the Bible, and believed and taught by all the fathers and doctors of the Church. To find out how sound theology and natural science confirm the sacred history of Genesis, visit the Colby Center for the Study of Creation, and be sure to check out our bookstore, which has titles like I Have Spoken to You from Heaven, A Catholic Defense of Creation in 6 Days, and A Catholic Assessment of Evolutionary Theory. That's the Colby Center for the Study of Creation.
We're going to play for you President Trump's reaction from this morning when he talked about his attorney's office being raided. I'm going to let it play. It's a little over 8 minutes. Here's President Trump.
So I just heard that they broke into the office of one of my personal attorneys, good man, and it's a disgraceful situation. It's a total witch hunt. I've been saying it for a long time. I've wanted to keep it down. We've given, I believe, over 1 million pages worth of documents to the special counsel. They continue to just go forward, and here we are talking about Syria. We're talking about a lot of serious things with the greatest fighting force ever. And I have this witch hunt constantly going on for over 12 months now. And actually much more than that. You could say it was right after I won the nomination it started. And it's a disgrace. It's frankly a real disgrace. It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for. So when I saw this and when I heard it like you did. I said, that is really now in a whole new level of unfairness. So this has been going on. I saw one of the reporters who is not necessarily a fan of mine, not necessarily very good to me. He said, in effect, that this is ridiculous. This is now getting ridiculous. They found no collusion whatsoever with Russia. The reason they found it is there was no collusion at all. No collusion. This is the most biased group of people. These people have the biggest conflicts of interest I've ever seen. Democrats, all, or just about all, either Democrats or a couple of Republicans that worked for President Obama. They're not looking at the other side. They're not looking at the Hillary Clinton horrible things that she did and all of the crimes that were committed. They're not looking at all of the things that happened that everybody is very angry about, I can tell you, from the Republican side, and I think even the independent side. They only keep looking at us. So they find no collusion, and then they go from there and they say, well, let's keep going. And they raid an office of a personal attorney early in the morning. And I think it's a disgrace. So we'll be talking about it more. But this is the most conflicted group of people I've ever seen. The Attorney General made a terrible mistake when he did this and when he recused himself, or he should have certainly let us know if he was going to recuse himself, and we would have put a different Attorney General in. So he made what I consider to be a very terrible mistake for the country. But you'll figure that out. All I can say is after looking for a long period of time, not even before the special counsel, because it really started just about from the time I won the nomination. And you look at what took place and what happened, and it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I've been president now for what seems like a lengthy period of time. We've done a fantastic job. We've beaten ISIS. We have just about 100% of the caliphate or the land. Our economy is incredible. The stock market dropped a lot today as soon as they heard the noise of, this nonsense that's going on. It dropped a lot. It was up, way up, and then it dropped quite a bit at the end, a lot. But that we have to go through that. We've had that hanging over us now from the very, very beginning. And yet the other side, they don't even bother looking. And the other side is where there are crimes. And those crimes are obvious. Lies under oath all over the place. Emails that are knocked out, that are acid washed and deleted. Nobody's ever seen. 33,000 emails are deleted after getting a subpoena for Congress. And nobody bothers looking at that. and many, many other things. So I just think it's a disgrace that a thing like this can happen. With all of that being said, we are here to discuss Syria tonight. We're the greatest fighting force anywhere in the world. These gentlemen and ladies are incredible people, incredible talent, and we're making a decision as to what we do with respect to the horrible attack that was made near Damascus. And it will be met, and it will be met forcefully. And when, I will not say, because I don't like talking about timing. But we are developing the greatest force that we've ever had. We had $700 billion just approved, which was the reason I went along with that budget, because we had to fix our military. General Mattis would tell you that above anybody. We had to fix our military. And right now we're in a big process of doing that. $700 billion and then $716 billion next year. So we're going to make a decision tonight or very shortly thereafter. And you'll be hearing the decision. But we can't let atrocities like we all witnessed, and you can see that, and it's horrible. We can't let that happen. In our world, we can't let that happen. Especially when we're able to, because of the power of the United States, because of the power of our country, we're able to stop it. I want to thank Ambassador John Bolton for joining us. I think he's going to be a fantastic representative of our team. He's highly respected by everybody in this room. And John, I want to thank you very much. This is going to be a lot of work. Interesting day. He picked today as his first day. So, generals, I think he picked the right day. But certainly you're going to find it very exciting. But you are going to do a fantastic job, and I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you very much.
you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Any concerns about what the FBI might find, Mr. President?
No.
Do you have any concerns?
No, I'm not.
Did you have an affair with Stormy Daniels?
Why don't I just fire Mueller? Well, I think it's a disgrace what's going on. We'll see what happens. But I think it's really a sad situation when you look at what happened. And many people have said you should fire him. Again, they found nothing. And in finding nothing, that's a big statement. If you know the person who's in charge of the investigation, you know all about that, Deputy Rosenstein, Rod Rosenstein. He wrote the letter very critical of Comey. One of the things I said, I fired Comey. Well, I turned out to do the right thing, because you look at all of the things that he's done and the lies, and you look at what's gone on at the FBI with the insurance policy and all of the things that happened. Turned out I did the right thing. But he signed, as you know, he also signed the FISA warrant. So Rod Rosenstein, who's in charge of this, signed a FISA warrant, and he also signed a letter that was essentially saying to fire James Comey. And he was right about that. He was absolutely right. So we'll see what happens. I think it's disgraceful, and so does a lot of other people. This is a pure and simple witch hunt. Thank you very much. Thank you, please.
Will Rod Rosenstein keep his job?
Thank you.
Will Rod Rosenstein keep his job?
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you all.
Say it.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
We are getting clarity on that. Who was responsible for the weapons attack? We are getting some very good clarity, actually. We have some pretty good answers.
Thanks, everyone.
What are your options?
Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Thank you.
We have a lot of options militarily, and we'll be letting you know pretty soon. Okay?
Thanks, everyone. Thank you all.
Probably after the fact.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Do you think Assad's lying? Thanks, John.
John, thank
Do you
you.
think Assad's lying? John, thank you.
John,
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Fred, make no bones about it. Whatever you think about President Trump, whatever you think about his obvious sin with Stormy Daniels or whatever happened there, this is a witch hunt. They are trying to bring down this presidency. And the fact that they have let Hillary, Comey, the people on the inside of the FBI who are part of the deep state who fabricated this Russian dossier to try and show collusion. The crimes that have been committed under the color of law are mind-boggling. And there's no repercussions for them. 33,000 emails disappearing. We could go down the list. So I feel sick to my stomach, and I hope you do too. There's a passage in the scriptures where God said, "Woe to those who do not grieve for the ruin of Joseph." Speaking of Israel. Woe to those who do not grieve. We should be grieving. Not just for the president, but for law and order, justice, righteousness in the public square. And the lack of it, going after people like Hillary and her whole cadre of evildoers that are standing there mocking righteousness to its face. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Have Muslim terrorists hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam? Or is there more to the story? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Muslim terrorists see themselves inside a 1,400-year-old story, a narrative that focuses on specific events in the life of Muhammad. We are going to look at Muhammad's life using their most sacred literature. We will look at Muhammad at the Battle of Badr. We'll see him deal with those who mock him. We'll see the times when he used deception. We'll witness Muhammad's anti-Semitism. And yes, we will discuss Muhammad and his teachings concerning sex, slavery, and jihad. Friend, if you want to understand Islamic terrorism, get this series today. Welcome back, friend. We can expect some fierce military response in the next week to 10 days from the White House, from the U.S. military regarding Syria and Assad's poisoning of civilians and people that are part of the resistance. So the president in a tweet over the weekend blamed Russia, possibly Iran. We'll see. I don't think that there's going to be any strike against Russia. I don't think that there'll be a strike against Iran. That's possible, though. But we are going to see a military response. And then I will make the prediction, the shift will be in the media that the president is trying to distract us from the Stormy Daniels hubbub. That is the way this is going to play out. So if we do in fact need to respond militarily against Assad, it's its own thing. And the very fact that it happens during a timing of scandal surrounding the president and the raiding of his attorney's office, it is what it is as far as the timing of it is concerned. I've got to take a break. I used up a lot of time during the president responding this morning, so don't go away. But just keep your eyes peeled to the news. There is going to be a military response. And then the question will be, how does it affect the stock market? How does it affect jobs, etc.? Lord have mercy on us. I'll be right back. What Would Muhammad Do? Islamic Terrorism Explained is the best movie series documentary ever produced on the life of Muhammad and Islam. How do I know? Because it's what critics are saying. John Moore, radio host and author, said, "I learned more from What Would Muhammad Do about Islam and Islamic terrorism than I've learned from everything I ever read and watched in my entire life." Best-selling author Dr. Bill Warner said, "What Would Muhammad Do is the best movie series, TV production on the life of Muhammad and Islamic terrorism that has ever been produced." Friends, this is what the experts are saying. No one has ever done what we've done. I encourage you to get 1, 2, 4 copies. Call 304-289-3700. That's 304-289-3700, or order it at the address or the website that you see on the screen.
Friend, we have a series that will help you and those you love to have an impact on this country. It's called Insurrecta Nex. That's Latin for revolution against the killing of innocent people. This is the history, the philosophy, and the theology of social revolution in America. We look at the Stamp Act, the Boston Tea Party, the abolition of slavery, the abolition of child labor, women's voting rights, the civil rights movement. All of them have this in common: courage, sacrifice, dedication, and in-your-face tactics and rhetoric. That's one of the reasons that we've been losing the culture wars the last 40 years, is because the bad guys are using these tactics and we aren't. We will send you this 14-part TV series along with these manuals for students, a teacher's facilitator guide for only $40. Go to 304-289-3700, 304-289-3700. Welcome back, friend. I have had the joy and the privilege of doing this television program for nearly 8 years, with a small window where I wasn't doing it when I was running for president against Obama. And it is an honor, it is a privilege. This program exists to help Christians to become more active, to inspire them, mobilize them, equip them, sometimes train them. Our website has tons of resources, most of which are free. You can go there, randallterry.com. And if you are a regular viewer of this program, hopefully you have been inspired, challenged, equipped, given some talking points. And we play things on the program that other people won't play. So if you've been watching the news, you'll see a 10-second clip from the president or a 30-second clip, and then you'll watch 5 minutes of some talking head discuss what the president said this morning regarding the Stormy Daniels affair and his attorney's office being raided. One of the things I do is I play things in their entirety so that you can see and you can know what it is that other people are talking about. So this program, as crazy as it sounds, is thought through and thought out. And I hope that we have served a purpose in your life, a good purpose, a blessing. I do not get paid to do this program. This program is a labor of love. It's a part of what I believe is my mission. It's a part of what I believe is my duty. God has given me, at various points in my life, a voice to reach the entire nation, sometimes to reach around the world. I've been on TV shows literally all over the world. I got a phone call yesterday from somebody in South Africa who is ordering a whole bunch of our materials to help train pro-life activists in South Africa. And I'm thrilled. I'm delighted. But we still have to pay our staff. We still have to keep the lights on. We still have to pay the bills. It's just that simple. And we are in a position right now where we literally don't have the resources to make payroll this week for our staff, not for myself, for our staff. And that's distressing to me. It's demoralizing at points, to be honest with you. So we rarely talk about money on this program, but if you have been blessed by the show and you want to bless us in return with a gift of some size, please go to our website, randallterry.com, and make a contribution. You can send a check to the post office box that you see on the screen. But also, I'd love to get an email from you. If you want to just email me what this show has meant to you, you can go to randallterry.com, and then there's a little button there you can push. It says contact us. I read the emails, and I would love to hear from some of our viewers. I'd love to hear from you, even if it's 10 words, 50 words. And if, with your permission, if I like what you said, I might even read it on the air. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the program, if you like what we're doing here for the country in our own little way, I ask you to help us if you are in a position to do so and your heart is so moved by the Lord to do so. His will be done. All right? That's all I've got, friends. We are in a heap of trouble as a country, and we need voices who will cry out for righteousness and who will mobilize people to take action. What we're seeing with the president right now, in my opinion, is not good news. It is a harbinger of the oppression that is to come. When you start raiding someone's attorney's office,
we as a nation, we are in trouble. And I'm going to keep doing this program to sound the alarm and try and mobilize people to fight for what is right. If you believe in what we're doing, I ask you for your help and your prayers. God bless you.